Alex is a sales director with a high-pressure job, a family, and an unpredictable schedule. And for years, he slept 4 to 5 hours a night.
I would wake up at 4 in the morning, and the next day would be hell.
Not because he didn't try hard enough, but because everything he was told to do actually made his sleep worse. In just a few weeks, without a perfect routine or without giving up his entire lifestyle, that changed. And if you've been stuck in the same cycle, this is the video for you. Now, I wanted to share Alex's story because a lot of the sleep advice that you see online assumes that you have this predictable, calm schedule every single day, that you could just go to bed at the same time every night, stop checking your emails after 7 p.m., that you can follow the perfect wind down routine. And if you're watching this as someone who's got a lot going on, a lot of pressure at work, maybe a family at home, lots of responsibility, and also an unpredictable schedule, that advice just isn't realistic. It's actually demoralizing. Here's what Alex's life looked like before we started working together. He was in a high pressure role, lots of travel, long hours, a wife and a daughter, and he was always on.
I was never finished because I was working around the clock, having meetings very late, constantly looking at my phone, wearing a smartwatch that would send alerts, etc. So I was constantly alert.
Was getting messages, emails, even in the middle of the night, trying to work multiple different time zones. And he was constantly thinking about what's next, even in the middle of the night. On average, he was getting about 4 to 5 hours of sleep, which is obviously really bad. Most nights he would wake up around 3, 4, 5 a.m. and he just couldn't get back to sleep. He was wide awake, he was ruminating, he was running mental lists, thinking about different conversations, replaying them. And he was getting frustrated and worried about how he's going to perform the next day. And then during the day, he would just try and survive, right? He would have some random naps to try and catch up. He would fall asleep on the couch in the evenings. And he was missing family time, quite frankly. He was getting more irritable, and he even stopped exercising and gained a lot of weight in the process. So eventually, he really started to believe that this is just how it's always going to be. I'm just a bad sleeper. And like most high performers, he has tried every single thing.
Let's try something like a magic pill or magic drop. So I tried it all. I tried CBD oil, as you said. I tried a glass of wine. Some of these things worked, but temporarily. Oh, it's like a miracle. A CBD oil. 2 weeks later, it doesn't work anymore.
Supplements, noise reduction, weighted blankets, melatonin, sleeping pills, meditation apps, books, you name it. And he wasn't lazy, he wasn't undisciplined. He was just doing what high performers do. He was trying to solve this problem and trying to find a solution. Now, what shifted when he started working with me was that we weren't trying more hacks. We were actually finally targeting the root cause of his sleep problems instead of layering more things on top and trying more things and more effort on top of everything else. And my approach is highly personalized. It's very structured, but it's not rigid. It's built for real life. And the reason I'm telling you this is because Alex didn't need a perfect routine. He just needed a system that worked under pressure and was sustainable for him to keep it up. Now, the first big shift for him was letting go of the belief that spending more time in bed equals better sleep. And we all do this. Now, Alex thought that the answer to his problems was just going to bed earlier, because that's what we're told, right? Just go to bed at 10 p.m. and you'll get 8 hours of sleep and everything will be great. But he was doing that already. He was going to bed at 10 p.m. every night with his wife after putting his daughter to sleep because it sounded reasonable, it sounded structured, it sounded like a great routine. But his body wasn't actually ready.
I was aligning my sleeping schedule on everything else but me.
So when we stopped forcing this 10 p.m. bedtime routine and actually find a time that works for him, his sleep quality changed immediately. I mean, within a week or two.
The time I was going to bed was making the next day completely different for me. I was sleeping better and better. And I think after the first week doing that, I added like 40, 45 minutes sleep. And when I was scoring the quality of my sleep, it was much higher.
And then the second shift was about what was happening when he was waking up at 3, 4 a.m. Because for years, his bed had basically become a place where he was trying to solve problems. That was the association. And once that association is there, the moment you wake up, your brain is going into work mode. And so that's what it was doing.
When I was a child, when I was doing something wrong, my punishment was to go in my room and lay on my bed until I figured out what I had done wrong and was ready to apologize. Unconsciously, I never thought of it before we had these discussions. Every night when I was going into bed before falling asleep, I was thinking regarding the day.
Yeah.
And sometimes guilt, sometimes regrets, sometimes, doubts.
And we didn't try to just introduce some calming exercises or random relaxation tricks because he has already tried all of those, right? That's not the solution. What we changed was his brain's association of what nighttime actually means. And then it means being asleep and not trying to solve problems. And we gave his brain fewer reasons to spiral at night. And the most important part was that none of this required Alex to become someone else or to change his life entirely. He still had some late nights sometimes. He was still traveling. He was dealing with different time zones. He still went out on the weekends with his wife and dancing. He lives in Spain. He lives on the beach.
I need to party. I'm almost 50 years old, but I still enjoying going out, dancing. We live in Spain. We like dancing on Latin music. That's something I'm not willing to give up, even though I'm coming back at 3, 4 in the morning. I know it's gonna disrupt my circadian rhythm, but I feel good. I feel happy.
And he just changed a few things and he stopped living in this cycle of one bad night is going to ruin my entire week. He found a way to actually recover, rebuild his sleep, and make it sustainable. And also, when there are bad nights, he has a system to actually get back on track.
The main benefit I got from this program is that now, if I don't have a good night of sleep, it's okay. I know I'm going to handle it.
And those ripple effects were huge. Once we implemented these changes, he started having more energy, more motivation.
So you feel this appetite to do things. I started taking care of myself. I'm a much more smiling person at home, and I lost weight. I feel younger. I feel much more energized.
He started exercising. He has a home gym and he started actually using it. And, his weight was coming off. He was more present with his family because he wasn't randomly napping in the evening and falling asleep on the couch. He was actually able to live his life. It's not because he became perfect and started having this perfect bedtime routine, but it's because he understands what makes him sleep. He stopped fighting it and he started working with his body. If you've been watching this thinking, that's the first time that this actually feels realistic to achieve, then you're exactly the kind of person that I work with. My coaching is built for high pressure lives and not the perfect routines. It starts with really figuring out what's actually driving your sleep problem, your disruption specifically. And if you want help with that, you can book a consultation with me. We can look at your patterns. We can see what you've already tried, what's been working, what's not working, and what's really keeping you stuck. And I'll tell you exactly what I would recommend. In the next video, I'm really going to break down what a sleep system actually looks like for high performers. That's not a rigid routine, but it's a simple structure, a framework that holds up even when your life gets busy. And I'll break that down in the video that's on your screen right now, so click to watch that.